Everybody, I have just finished Stranger Things Volume 2. I don't know when this video is going to go up, but I assume that if you're seeing it, the video is on YouTube. So let's get down to business. Volume 1, I thought, was, I loved the ending. That scene when Will gets the powers and the lead up to it is all great. Delightful dipshit Derek, he is great. All the characters are good, but the plot of Volume 1 just wasn't really intriguing me that much. So I'm happy to say that Volume 2 is much, much better. It really picks it up. Obviously, it has to, because the season final, the final episode of Stranger Things is on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day or whatever. So you've got to pick it up in Volume 2. And I think with Volume 2, it really gives us basically a through line and saying, this is where we're going, this is what we're planning, this is what you're going to see in the new year. Bye-bye, Stranger Things. And it really feels like we do have a plan. We have a great plan. I am very excited for the season finale. I usually don't get excited for shows' season finales because usually they're not very good. But with this, I'm hoping, and I think they might stick the landing. Now, will they kill anyone? I don't think they will. And if they do kill anyone, I think it will be 11. I think that will be it. I think everyone else will survive. But talking about that, episode 5, 6, and 7 do some really cool stuff with Steve and Dustin. They have a fight, which I think was brewing for many seasons, and I love that fight. And he always calls him Henderson, but when Dustin is swinging, he goes, okay, Dustin, calm down. I love that. I love little details like that. I love the explosion Steve had at Dustin about Eddie. He's got a bit of a point. I just loved their fight. I loved their verbal fight. And then, God, that scene when Dustin says, don't do this, you're going to die. I can't have someone else die. I can't have you die. Please, please, please. Oh, my God, that was heartbreaking. So they might kill one of them, or both of them, because they both say, if you die, I die. I really hope they don't, and I think they're baiting us. I don't think they'll die. They're really setting up stuff that we kind of knew was going to happen. Will is going to go with 11 and 8 to the upside down. That's going to be awesome. I can't wait for that. I think Will has to get the final blow on Vecna because it starts with him, ends with him. So I don't think 11 will actually defeat Vecna per se. I think it will be all three of them, and then Will be like, we are 11. We are all 11 now. However, I don't know if we'll get fitting conclusions. This is one of my nitpicks. Fitting conclusions to characters like Nancy, characters like Jonathan, because the series finale is 2 hours and 8 minutes. The season 4 finale was 2 hours and 22 minutes. So I really don't know if people like Jonathan are going to get cleared up and people like Nancy, because you kind of need closure for them as well. They're a big part of the show as well. So I hope the ending can stick the landing. The one thing that, this is my gripe with all the Stranger Things seasons, sometimes it takes stuff too slow, and then it goes, oh no, we've got to get to the finale, quick, quick, quick. So the pacing of this season, like all the seasons, was shocking, but what do I know? I also don't think we'll get a fitting end to characters like Joyce. I don't think we'll get a fitting end to characters like Lucas. So maybe there's some dissatisfaction there. What I will say with this season as well, it focuses a lot on Will, Joyce, Robin, Mike, which is all great. But then characters like Steve, Dustin, even 11. This is the final season, and 11's practically the main character. What has 11 really done this season? And the final episode of the whole show is coming in a week. You won't get any other episodes, and she barely has interacted with characters like Lucas, who they had a big falling out in season 1. In season 1, they had more things going on with 11 and Lucas, and in season 5, they flipping barely talk to each other. So, stuff like that is stuff I don't like, because I don't actually watch Stranger Things for the alien side of it. I actually watch Stranger Things for the characters. But if they don't interact, well, then what's the point? Jamie Campbell-Bower, he's great. He really stepped it up. He's a great actor. I think it helped with him mostly being in Henry Creel form. I think he's more scarier as Henry Creel. He can just emote. And it's like, oh my God, this guy is going to kill me. His plan, yeah, it's a great plan. It's a bit like Thanos, actually. He's going to try and reshape the universe to his will. A villain like Vecna, I'm not really looking for the depth of Thanos or the depth of Killmonger. So this works for me. I get his plan, and I get it. the world has treated him like crap, so obviously he'd want to build a new world in his image. I love the inclusion of Holly Wheeler. My favourite scene from Volume 2, and I think from Season 5 in general, is when Max is going to go back to Lucas and she's talking to Holly. That dynamic this season, I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed Max and Holly, and I really enjoyed that. And then Max is running and Holly's running in the opposite direction. That was some good TV. That was some good stuff. I really liked that. Also, Mike. Oh my god. Now, I don't like Mike. Well, I did like him. I liked him in Season 1. And then from kind of Season 2, in Season 3, definitely, that's when I started to decline with him. Season 4 as well, I don't like him. But he is really good in Season 5. When the Duffer Brothers were like, Mike is the heart of the season, people were like, what? But in Volume 2, you definitely get it. He is definitely the heart. And he's the best. This is the best Mike's ever been. And, when he's talking to his mum and saying, this is the group that saved Will. We will get Holly back to you. I promise you, mum. That's great. Everyone's forgotten about Ted Walkham Down Wheeler. I don't know where he is. I need him to kill Vecna. He needs to come into the Upside Down with Will, 8 and 11. The final thing I will say, number 8, I know you need to bring her back because you need to, that's nice, you need to, end that story. However, I don't like number 8. I didn't like number 8 when she was introduced. Hopper knows she's bad news. 11 is being very, I think maybe because the plot needs her to be. She's very in denial. She's being very gullible with 8, and she's basically being brainwashed again, like she used to be when she was 11 years old. Number 8, if you're going to bring her back, make her do something useful. Like she's, and Hopper is right not to trust her. But I get it. 8 has... It's awful what's been done to her. Absolutely awful. But she's basically telling Jane, we got to kill ourselves. But like Mike says, there has to be another way. And in some way, if you killed yourself, well then what was the point? You know what I mean? It's dragging it down for me. But we'll see what happens in the finale. Hopper, there's not a lot of Hopper this season. Maybe because he was filming Thunderbolts, but I'm missing the Hopper dynamic. He's good, he's in it, but again, not a lot. So my biggest complaints with Season 5 is number 8, they're not using their time correctly. Characters are not interacting with each other as much as they should be. Yeah, that's basically it. I love Derek, I love Holly, I don't like the other kids, but you're supposed to not like them because they're in denial. Guys, that was my thing on Volume 2. Thank you so much for watching. I can't wait for the finale.